Arriving with the Pyramidas on Angel Grove, a mysterious Ranger's moniker is King Ranger instead of the Gold Ranger as seen on TV. He makes contact with Zordon. Zordon explains the situation of Gasket, Sprocket, and the Machine Empire. The King Ranger wants to save the Earth, so the history of Triforia's tragic past will not repeat here. Overseeing the battle, he witnessed the Gasket's Cogs engaging the Zeo Rangers with the heroes struggling. Swiftly, the King Rangers take out the Gasket's Neoplutonium-plated Cogs. When the Rangers ask for his name, the King Ranger says he cannot tell him his secret identity yet. He tells the Rangers to wait for his sign. The King Ranger has a plan to pit Sprocket and Gasket against each other. The King Ranger first convinces the weaker Sprocket to get his services by showing how he effortlessly dismantling Gasket's army of Cogs when they had barely engaged the Zeo Rangers. Klank demands to know what the King Ranger's intention is, and the King Rangers state he wants to be within the ranks of the Machine Empire as he is a huge admirer of artificial intelligence. The King Ranger said he has came across old Triforian technology and has stolen the Golden Power Staff for himself. Sprocket decides that with the King Ranger's fighting skills, the time is right to deal with Gasket. Get his older brother out of his territory so he can win his father's favor, or even better, borrow someone's power to malfunction Gasket permanently. But Klank and Orbus are highly suspicious of this mysterious Ranger. There were many suggestions and missions set by the King Ranger using non-lethal methods like sleep-inducing waves and making people sing uncontrollably, which raises Klank's eyebrow, but Sprocket still goes for it because LOL so random. Just like random TikTok videos are entertaining for toddlers. After a few failed attempts, the King Ranger convinces it's time for distracting the Rangers is up. As they no longer see Sprocket much of a threat, the main focus would be taking out Gasket. Orbus secretly suggests to Sprocket to steal the King Ranger powers after they have finished off Gasket. However, the King Ranger eavesdrops on Klank and Orbus, who plans to destroy the King Ranger after the upcoming frontal assault against Gasket, saving them from having to share the position of power with him. The King Ranger leads the attack on the other faction, but then resigns over Sprocket's treachery, expecting both sides to massacre each other. His plan is foiled due to the unexpected arrival of the Zeo Rangers, despite they were told not to intervene by Zordon, which gives both Sprocket and Gasket the opportunity to make a oilless retreat and cease their sibling rivalry war. Gasket, seeing the potential of the King Ranger powers, decides to reach out to get his efforts to join him. The King Ranger continues playing on both brothers' sides throughout the season. In one turning point of an episode, Gasket suspects the King Ranger's true intentions when he refused to attack the other Zeo Rangers. Gasket eventually uncovered evidence of the King Ranger's betrayal. The King Ranger is severely beaten by Gasket, who turns out to be a formidable opponent when it's one-on-one. The King Ranger was imprisoned by Gasket's goons. The Zeo Golden Power Staff ended in Gasket's possession. In time, the Zeo Rangers managed to aid the King Ranger to escape. However, the King Ranger was badly damaged and he was unable to hold himself together. He split into three beings. The King Ranger reveals his identity. He is Trey of Triforia, the one who has been speaking to Zordon about the Zeo crystals since last season. Lord Trey is the Duke of Triforia, which is a constitutional monarchy. He does not govern, but is a puppet figure. He has a huge wealth thanks to the land his family owns, but he uses the money to do charity work and help his people. He acts as a silent, secret protector. Imagine Zorro, Batman, and Black Panther. The identity of the King Ranger is kept a secret, and due to his lineage, he was able to harness the King Ranger powers. His planet's governing body is called the Unified Affiliation Omnihaven, UAOH, which lasted since before the formation of the Machine Empire. This is why you see UAOH plastered all over the Zeo base. As you've probably guessed it, Zeo Crystal is of Triforian origins. Triforians use crystal-based techno-magic that ranges from giving enormous energy, technological data storage, and compacting and expanding matter. This explains why Pyramidus is compatible with the Zeo Zords, because they are of the same technology. Just like you could connect a Windows monitor from the 80s to modern-day computer. Later, Trey of Triforia was sent to Earth to retrieve the missing ancient Zeo crystals back to his homeworld. They are of huge historical value, as these crystals were the ones that helped in defeating the Machine Empire millennia ago. Even though they are no longer as useful to them, it's the equivalent of the Enola Gay of World War II. Zordon told the Rangers to return it back to the Lord, but after realizing the crystals are in good hands and are used by good against evil, Trey decided to leave them with Zordon and the Rangers. He was worried the crystals would fall into the wrong hands. What Billy is working on is to be used as the next powerful upgrade to further stabilize the powers without the negative proton washdown. The Machine Empire originated from Triforia, Trey's homeworld, during ancient times. Ancient Triforian scientists created an artificial intelligence called Louis Kaboom to build rockets in hopes of exploring the galaxy. However, it exhausted all resources just to build rockets and endangering all life on Triforia. When the Triforians tried to shut it down, it rebelled. There was a bitter war against the machines and the Triforians were losing. A great, almighty civilization brought down to its knees because of their own Frankenstein's monster. But the Triforians finally won after Louis Kaboom created the machine parliament minister, Mondo, to aid him in wars. Mondo's primary programming was only interested in war and conquests, which is in direct conflict of Louis Kaboom's primary command of building rockets, which sparked the machine's civil war. With the internal fighting, Mondo overthrew him, which cost them Triforia. The machine empire collapsed and fled. Thus, the Triforians decided to focus on magic-based technology instead of Newtonian-based technology. Trey wants to get rid of the shame of his homeworld's mistake. Zed and Rita scavenged the remains of Louis Kaboom and rebuilt him, in hopes to control the machines with this puppet monarch. There was an attempt, but as history repeats itself, before Louis Kaboom destroys both Sprocket and Gasket, King Mondo returns and crushes Louis Kaboom. Fortunately, it saved the Rangers some time as they were too busy helping Trey. Lord Zed and Rita indirectly helped the Rangers.